for aha Ghanatube so me mama kwaba and back channel way so and I'm when you say someone who draw a course or my gun no and I de ever who's for my poa and sell back be able saying good here who's for dimension na yengotie in seminar.
In a significant policy shift aimed at expanding access to secondary education and easing congestion in public senior high schools, the government has announced that private senior high schools will now be included in the government's free SHS program as part of efforts to fulfill its campaign promise. Deputy Education Minister Dr. Clement Park, during a press briefing on new guidelines for school selections for BECE candidates, said the inclusion of private SHS into the free SHS framework is a strategic move to reduce the pressure on oversubscribed category A and B schools and to support the eventual phasing out of controversial double-track system.
As part of our campaign promise, we have been working very, very diligently to bring on board private senior high schools to participate in the delivery of the free senior high school program. Meetings have been held, engagements have been done, and we are very certain that with the diligence that we expect from our side and the eagerness of the private schools to participate, the private schools would deliver in their participation. We believe very strongly that in fulfilling this manifesto campaign promise, this is going to serve as an artery in helping us bring an end to what we all describe as the obnoxious double-track system.
And the Deputy Minister also has issued a directive banning all head teachers and teachers from filling out school selection forms for basic education certificate examination candidates without the explicit consent of a parent or guardian.
Parents may seek guidance from their junior high school authorities in filling out the school selection forms. Parents are entreated to take a keen interest in this school selection exercise, as this will determine the high school their wards will attend after the completion of their basic education. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also important to note that no head of school or teacher is permitted to fill out the school selection form of any candidate without the consent of the parent or guardian. The school selection form must be signed off by the parent or guardian and submitted to the head teacher of the junior high school that the candidate attends. To parents and guardians, we expect you to keep a copy of the school selection form. Ladies and gentlemen, the school selection exercise has seen several modifications over the years, and one of the major reforms is to allow candidates to select category C schools that have similar facilities like category A and B schools, which are overly subscribed, as we all know. It is important to select category C schools in order to ease the pressure on the overly subscribed category A and B schools. It is worth noting that some category C schools have indeed equally produced good senior high school graduates that are currently contributing to the facelift.
Now, as part of its corporate social responsibility, Casona Global Imaging has organized a free Mindway demonstration and training session aimed at empowering healthcare professionals and students. Here's more in this report.
A specialized training session held at Accra Technical University has given students hands-on exposure to advanced medical imaging technology, effectively bridging the gap between classroom theory and real-world practice. Speaking at the session, sales lead at Kasona Global Imaging, Gladys Tete, emphasized the importance of such initiatives in enhancing the academic and professional development of students.
Most students will go through school without having to do practical trainings like this, and we believe when we bring the practical training to the student, there is no way they will miss what we are trying to teach. You get what we are trying to do here. So training, capacity building is very important to Kasona Global Imaging, and that is why we want to involve the students in today's training on 3D, the use of 3D and 4D in ultrasound. Bringing the training to the students is also equally important so that they build expertise while they are still in school. By the time they are done with school, I believe that they will be better off than they came to school.
Mindre clinical application specialist Minilik Mengisu also highlighted the growing importance of technical training in light of rapid advancements in medical technology.
The medical imaging science is very dynamic. You will see improvements every single day, technological things every single day. Even Mindre works on research and development for developing new techniques, new technologies every day on our products. So equipping our students, our professionals with technologies, one, this will help them optimize the image quality, two, will enhance the capacity for them to detect any type of pathologies easily and accurately. So it's always good so that they know the technological advancements which is now true across all the world.
Representing the university, Dean of Faculty of Applied Sciences, Professor Nanayao Asabri, commended the initiative and reaffirmed its relevance to the institution's academic mission.
The students are going to gain more knowledge about what happens in society in terms of their profession. They are going to be able to work harder, and they are going to be able to, be fit for purpose in terms of what they do. Industry is saying that what academia is doing has gaps, and then academia is also saying that what we are also doing, we don't really see what the industry is picking up. So by doing this collaboration, we close that gap. So my advice to other institutions and other training companies like Kasona is we should always come together and collaborate. We should form partnerships so that we'll realize this particular dream.
The training forms part of Kasona's broader commitment to supporting education and capacity building in Ghana's healthcare.
In a significant policy shift aimed at expanding access to secondary education and easing congestion in public senior high schools, the government has announced that private senior high schools will now be included in the government's free SHS program as part of efforts to fulfill its campaign promise. Deputy Education Minister Dr. Clement Park, during a press briefing on new guidelines for school selections for BECE candidates, said the inclusion of private SHS into the free SHS framework is a strategic move to reduce the pressure on oversubscribed category A and B schools and to support the eventual phasing out of controversial double-track system.
You will see a woman was a moody which my equity and send no bet me and will comment no abreme. Na Majibra Akinka Edia Mofe for me, I will say channel we so a Ghanatube so own subscribe, hit on the notification bell for quick updates. I was for CCD, Macram.